Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review on my new Jinhao 100 fountain pen. Now, it's not only going to be a review, I'm also going to be replacing the nib completely with a brand new Kaigelu Calligraphy Nib. And I'm also going to be filling it up with ink for the first time in this video. So if you're interested, make sure you stay till the end. So before we get into nib swapping and ink, I want to do a little bit of information about the pen. So this pen actually came with a 0.6mm medium nib, which is okay, it's fine. But I definitely like the calligraphy nib from Kaigelu a lot more. The length of this pen with the cap is going to be a total of 13.5 centimeters. With this cap unposted, it's going to be a little under 13 centimeters. I mean, it all depends also on your nib that you're going to be choosing, but I think it's about 13 centimeters. So the weight of this pen with the cap on and a converter inside but no ink is going to be about 27.64 grams. So that's actually pretty light for a pen. If you haven't seen my Jinhao X850 review, that pen is almost 37.7 grams. And so that is a brass pen, but this is really light. Now the material, they do state it's a high quality acrylic resin, but it actually kind of feels like if it was plastic. I mean, it could be a resin, but I hope it lasts because it seems a little flimsy. Oh, not flimsy, but I mean, actually it's fine, I guess. It just seems plasticky, but it looks fine. Now, just like my Jinhao X850, this pen also has a little O-ring that it helps it seal when you're putting the barrel on. So now that we went over the pen, let's start with the nib swapping. So it's pretty easy. You're pretty much gonna want to just grab the nib as well as the feed with both fingers and pull out, but you might want to use some sort of napkin because you don't want to slip. So as you can see, it's out. And it's also a good idea to swap your nibs. I mean, you don't have to, but sometimes they test the nibs before they send them out, and so your feeds sometimes have ink, so it's always good. I mean, I like to swap my nibs. It's all personal preference. So that's the nib out, and I'm gonna be swapping it with the Kaigelu Calligraphy Nib. It's also a silver nib, so it's gonna look really good. And essentially what you want to do is align the feed with the nib, kind of fits, and then you're gonna want to align the feed as well right in the middle of the nib. It sometimes can slip, but that's why you want to make sure that you have a good grip on it and a good alignment. So there we go. Now that you have it aligned, when you have, make sure it is aligned because you don't want a crooked nib. You can always kind of maneuver it a little bit once you already have it, but make sure it's as straight as you can get it. So there we go. And then there's gonna be a certain way. So as you can see, it's not fully round. There's a little cut on the bottom of here, and so you're just gonna want to align that with this. There we go. Where it's going in. There we go. It's all the way in, and it was a good alignment. I think this looks way better than this medium nib, to be honest. This is a little plain. This Kaigelu Calligraphy Nib actually has kind of like a braided look to it, which looks very classy. And so the nib is in. That's pretty much it. That's as easy as it is. And let's do the ink. So it comes with a converter, which is really good. And let's do it. So you're gonna want to put the converter inside and make sure it's fit really nice. Make sure the converter is in. You're gonna feel a little click. That's pretty much in. And then you're gonna need your ink. So I'm gonna be using the Diamine Oxblood. You're gonna need some napkins, something to wipe the nib with, and essentially all you're gonna want to do is twist this converter till it goes all the way to the bottom, and then you're gonna want to submerge the whole nib entirely in the ink and then pretty much twist back upwards to suction the ink into the converter. So let's do that. This is open, nib in, and you're gonna want to do it a couple of times. The first time probably won't get any ink. There we go. Now there's ink. Cap your ink always. You don't want to spill. That's capped. You're gonna want to clean the ink off of your pen. There we go. And you're pretty much done. You're set. Your pen is ready. Now it didn't fill up with ink, but there's definitely ink in there, so that's enough for me. You're just gonna want to put the barrel back on. There we go. And like I said, we have a new Kaigelu Calligraphy Nib on there, and you're pretty much done. If you want to check this pen out, I'll be linking a link in the description so you guys can check it out yourself.